Hey, what's going on, guys? BotMentality here. I'm back with another chart analysis for you today. It is March 30th at about 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll go ahead and jump into this here. So what I see here on the 1 hour chart, well, actually, first let me talk about the market sentiment. What I see regarding the sentiment right now is we're still seeing that bearish outlook from the majority of people, or at least people are scared. And the majority of calls that I've actually seen, just reading through different threads, from different videos, seem to be lower. I'm hearing a lot of the, oh, well, I know we're going to see 5,000, 4,000, 3,000. And whether that'll happen or not, no one knows. But that's usually when people they're having that outlook. You need to start looking towards lower support and resistance and start looking the opposite direction, generally. But that's the sentiment I see right now. There's not many positive calls except for the long term, which definitely this chart could definitely set up to be a bullish, very large scale bullish, A, B, C, D pattern and on up. But that's long term, and I focus much more short term because you never know what could change in the world that far out. So on the 1 hour, one of the things I talked about yesterday was we need to keep an eye on this 7,300 resistance. And when I made my video, we were up here, and I made my chart analysis. One of the things that I pointed out was I was to look to short pops here. And that's exactly what I did, and I was able to cover up, shorted up here, covered up down into here, and then I think I longed this bounce, sold that, and then as you can see, honestly, with that idea of the short pop scenario, one of the things I said was I don't think we'd retest the 7,800 anytime soon, and sure enough, we did, and it's been a straight sell-off since then. So good job if you actually took a short based on that call. One of the things I would think about, I'd look into looking forward here is don't get too excited towards immediate short-term upside, because as we can see, just judging from the 1 hour, all we've been getting are lower highs. Each one of these is a lower high. We would need to see trending over an extended period of time in order to see any significant bounce. Like here, we had this bounce. We came to lows down here of 6,600. We had a bounce up to 7160 area, 7170. This right here, that looks really great, but that's not the sort of momentum we need to see the reversal. We need to see actual much larger bullish volume to bounce this. We need to see that a lot stronger, and we need to see we need to see higher lows on the daily, which I'll get to the daily chart in a second. But yeah, consistent lower lows here on the hourly. My ideal scenario for a long based on the hourly time frame would be a retest of the lows down here, 6650, 6750, that area. We just see a retest of those lows, and maybe if we could channel between here for the next 6-12 hours would be for that consolidation, establish that support, kind of like what we did here, except for the fact that it actually holds, and then break to the upside. I would see that as a long idea. Besides that, I would be looking for a retest of the lows and break lower, and then after that, we're looking back towards the 5,800 area if we don't hold this 6,750. So keep an eye out for that. I think really, I think that's it. We're pretty much here regarding the hourly. The RSI, when I typed it up, my trade analysis was actually at 44, 45, 46. It was right around there. It's not actually overbought. But because of the fact that we're in a downtrend, you'd want to see we want to see a lot more. So this could go up a little bit higher and retest the 7,300. That's the next resistance we need to be looking to. But I'm not convinced on this bounce, basically. So my scenario, long, if we see a long period of consolidation, if you want to put a risk, if you can enter down here near the 6750s, put a risk on that, a very tight stop. For a long, if we can consolidate for the next 6-12 hours in this channel right here. Short bias, I'd be looking if we see any sort of explosive action up into the 7,350 to 7,500 range would be my look. Based on this resistance here and this little bit of resistance here, that's where I'd be looking to get a short entry in. And long, honestly, my orders are set far lower. So that's my hourly outlook. We'll go ahead and switch over to the daily here. Hopefully that was clear for you guys. So the daily, we broke that point we were talking about in yesterday's analysis at 73.10. So at 7,310 here on Bitcoin, we completely broke through that. The next low we're looking at is this low right here at 5,800. Was it 5,873? So that's where everyone is focusing, is on this low down here. Will we get there? I have no idea, but I can tell you right now, I don't see this getting anywhere far. Definitely not back over 8,000 based on the volume we've seen here today. We need to see a lot stronger bull volume. Much stronger bull volume in order to fully reverse this thing. So keep an eye out. I don't think that 6,000, sub 6,000 is out of the question. I'll just keep an eye on it. Based on the RSI, I would still like to see the RSI. What is it right now? About 30. I'd like to see this thing sub around 26, I would say, sub 28, to start looking to scaling long. So I would look for that to coincide with anywhere between 6,300 and 58 in order to start scaling in long. That's just me. I would like to see a continued sell-off. Now, if we see consolidation here and then a breakdown, consolidation for another day or two, and then breakdown, I might back that down because the RSI from that point would be looking pretty rough. I might back down my buy orders down to start scaling in sub 6,000, but we'll see. Based on today, keep a close stop. Keep a close stop on your longs. You're looking at the 6750 area is my idea for a risk. You want to see 7,000 hold ideally. Let's see here. I think really that's about it for what I see right now. I'm more looking to short pops if we get them, or just getting long very low. And I have orders set for both scenarios, whichever one occurs, which one I'll go for. To give a kind of short trade review is on Bitcoin. Actually, well, I entered on Litecoin. Essentially, one of the things I do is I trade the Litecoin chart, or trade the Bitcoin chart, but actually trade Litecoin as the underlying, because Litecoin usually tends to follow Bitcoin in this regard. So what I did on Litecoin is I actually, into this pullback right here, we had a pullback to the lows of 116, bounce up here to 124, and then another pullback down here to a low of 113. Into this is when I bought in. I bought in at 115 on Litecoin. We had a small push up to 119, didn't sell on that. I was looking for lower, had orders laced from 115 all the way down to 105. We had a pullback down here into 110, and I did get long some here at 110. That put my average at 112.50, and then went to sleep, woke up into this. We saw the rip up here, the straight rip. I took it off into at 120.53 is when I sold. I just saw it break this prior high, and I saw that we were kind of getting into these tops, so I wanted to go ahead and take it off because I had just woke it up and I didn't have any sell orders set at the time. I didn't expect it to rip up this high so quickly, but I just went ahead and took it off. So it was a pretty nice gain on the day. And then, as you can see, though, I missed out on this portion of it. But, you can never call the exact tops. I just looked at the RSI and saw the, this is what I saw when I went to sell. I looked at the RSI and saw that we broke here broke over 60, and that we were approaching 80 RSI. And I was like, I'm gone. And so I took it off into this red candle right here in the 120s, because we were at 80 RSI actually. And then, of course we got a pullback once we topped out at the 83 on the RSI. We pulled back down here. So I'm not looking to get long base again until probably 110 and sub. If it hits that, I don't know if it'll hit that. We'll see. But that was a nice trade for today. Besides that, on Bitcoin yesterday, after I made the video, I actually got long. Where was that? I just wanted to show you guys real quick. I got long into the bounce here. Yeah, right in here. Let me check the time frame on that. Yeah, I got long into this. It pulled back here down into 7,000. I had some orders sitting here at the 6.9s. It's the high 6.9s. I just sold the rip. Just sold. I didn't hold it all the way to 7,250. But I sold in here between 7,100 and 7,200. Just a quick scalp on BitMEX long, which I think is my first long in BitMEX. But I already had my orders out on Litecoin, and I wasn't going to compromise my other account to play this little short-term bounce on Bitcoin, but that went well too. So you can play long plays during a downtrend. You just got to look for overextended moves on the RSI and the price action to be very extended either way in order to get on that. So that's really it, guys. Just a little bit of extra I wanted to throw in here at the end of the video regarding chart analysis. Definitely keeping a close eye on Litecoin. I'd like to see it lower. It could go ahead and consolidate here for a while, and if Bitcoin takes off, this thing, of course, will rip back up through 130 real quick. But for an intraday trade, I just want to go ahead and take profits when I can. And also, you saw the averaging down technique and then just sell the rip. And if you, depending on how you space out your orders and your size, and you make sure the heaviest orders are lower than your higher orders, you can lower your average pretty significantly and make some big rips, even if you're not exact on the make some big profits, even if you're not exact on your long entries initially or short entries, etc. But all right, guys, it's a little bit long video today, but that's all I got for you. So again, this is Bot Mentality, and trade like a machine. Deuces.